Just like Turning Red, we watched that.
Speaking of straight to streaming.
Yeah, because that was supposed to come out in the movie theater. Like
Disney's Turning Red. Mm-hmm. They decided to stream it straight on Disney. They didn't even charge for it on Disney, which is crazy because usually, or they had been, at least asking like $9.99 or something.
Shoot, no, Lion King was like $29.95. Just
Disney Plus, but they didn't charge for it.
Mm-mm. So thanks, Lindsay, for letting us use your account to watch that yesterday.
But little did we know before we watched it that there was controversy with it.
I had no idea. Like we watched it. Then I went on the Facebook. I went on Facebook. I went on Meta.
I was in the metaverse.
So stupid. I was on Facebook. And like one of my friends had posted something, so I like started researching it a little bit more, and it was like controversy over, like they said it was like a non-Christian movie, and I'm like, for one, when has Disney ever like pushed Christian values in their movies? Like, let's really think about that. Like they have, they've always had subliminal messages. They've always had like
innuendos for adults.
Exactly. Like that Turning Red was meant for people, like I did the math. It's based in 2002.
Yep.
She was coming of age, so she was 13.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I mean, what does that mean?
And
she was born.
You even had the time stuff, like what's that little thing called?
They had like the Tamagotchis, the boy band.
Yeah,
like
so you had basically this boy band was literally like NSYNC.
Yeah, it was. Or Backstreet Boys, one of them. But so the girl was born in 1989. That's when I was born. This movie was for 33-year-olds. Like turning 33.
Yeah, legit.
Around that age, 30 to 33. Because, and yes, it was a cartoon. But like, we talked about, I was like, I would let our kids watch this if we had kids. Like, adults make such a big deal about it. Like, these people are making such a big deal about it online. Their kids have no idea what any of the things that they were referring to. Like, it was based off, weren't they Chinese? Or Asian or something?
Chinese.
So they had like a different religion.
It's Chinese culture. They have a different religion. They
have different.
They pray to their ancestors, right? And their ancestor happened to be over red pandas.
So they had done this ritual or something that created controversy with everybody saying it was satanic and witchcraft, and it was like, well, maybe you should research like the religions of different people around the world and see if that, matches up. And then also they like kind of referred to her getting her period, and I'm just like, don't.
Well, they didn't refer to it. It was a full blown scene. Like
yeah.
The mom blew her up at school, like
saying she needed a pad.
Really the whole theme of the movie is really just about what's that called? Over
generational
problems with mothers.
Yes.
Against their daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Or overbearing is what the word I was trying to think. Overbearing mothers against their daughters. The grandma had done it to the mom, and the mom did it to the child.
Yeah, it's like a generational trauma, basically.
Yeah, generational trauma. And
like how to overcome that, and how you just want to please your parents, and then you lose track as a parent of how your kid really is or something. Like, you don't even know who your kid is because they're trying to please you.
To be someone else in front of you and being someone else at school or
so
when really the lines of communication need to be open at that age so that you can really understand what they're actually going through and be there for them, because by then you've already given your values to them.
Right.
You're really just there to guide them with what happens to them, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where, this movie is rated PG. I could see where they probably should have made it PG-13 so that parents would know, like, your 5-year-old probably doesn't need to watch this.
You might feel uncomfortable.
You might feel uncomfortable about some things, the rebellion part or whatever.
But see, this is where I think it's different. Like,
but my parents were completely different. Like, I was watching Pretty Woman, Dirty Dancing, Backdraft, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Like when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, like no problem. Because at that age you really don't know what's really going on and what they're really referencing. All I knew about Pretty Woman is that Richard Gere came and made Julia Roberts beautiful. That's all I knew. I had no idea about anything else.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I think the same thing would go on with this movie. And it's a cartoon movie or animated movie.
But, you know, the differences between your mom and everybody else is that if you would have asked, like, what things were, like, if you... Because if I sat down with my mom and I had questions, or my parents, I would ask specifically, like, what is this? I feel like I'm very inquisitive, so that's where parents, I feel like, are kind of awkward about it, because they don't know how to...
In Pretty Woman, she comes out with condoms, and they have different colored condoms. I'm sitting there thinking they're suckers.
Right, so you're not asking.
My mom's like, absolutely, they're suckers.
I feel like your mom would have told you the truth. But yeah, you're 5, so like you're not going to even know what that means, because you don't even know what the act means at 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But also I feel like as a girl, even if I was 5, 6, 7, 8, I would already have known what a period is. Like my niece has already known what a period is.
For a long time.
4 or
5 years old.
Right, because she's going to have to go through that.
One, right?
Well, yeah, but my sister has it. Like, we all have it. We all live in a house full of women.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's never going to see what a pad or a tampon is. Ever. So it's like, also, she's got to know that's what she's going to be going through one day, too. Mm-hmm. Like, you're preparing her. It's not just going to be like, surprise, one day you're a woman. Okay, like you introduced the small steps leading up to it, to the big event, I guess. So, I don't know.
But I really think there is a problem in the genre of animation. Like, all these movies coming out, none of them are rated G. Right? None of them are really made for children anymore. Like, they're really made for the parents.
They really are, yeah.
You know, they're entertaining
us.
All of them have some kind of political innuendo. Mm-hmm. All of them have some kind of sexual innuendo.
But it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Just like Lion King. Lion King had the word sex in the sky.
All right.
We were watching that at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, 9.
I mean, is that even necessary?
It's not necessary, but to say that they've never done that until recently is you're fooling yourself. You're in denial. You're always gonna have something. Same thing with the Little Mermaid with the priest. Like, his whole thing goes up while he's marrying them. Like, those are sexual innuendos, and they've always been there. It's just people bringing attention to it. Like, when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, I didn't see that. I had no idea. I'm not looking at the sky during Lion King and seeing that it spelled that. Like, someone literally went through and, like, dissected these movies to find that. Mm-hmm. Now it's, I guess in that scene it's a little more, with the red panda, that was a little more, there was no innuendos. It was, like, straightforward and, like.
But to someone that doesn't have any understanding of other cultures, you know, I can see where...
You mean they're sheltered?
Yeah, they're sheltered. They have no idea about the Chinese culture or Japanese culture or Indian culture. Or... I
think that'd been a perfect time to educate themselves instead of going on Facebook and saying it's unchristian. Their religion is not...
It's a different religion.
It's a different religion. But also, like you said, if parents really had a problem with what their kids are watching, maybe they should preview it first. I
definitely think anything that's not G should definitely be previewed by the parent first.
Yeah, and then you show your kids.
You know,
instead of it being like, surprise. Oh, after the movie we got to talk about periods because now this came up and you have a question about it. Yeah. Instead of it being like, oh, I'm not ready to have that discussion yet. Like, let's wait a couple years before we show you this. Or...
Yeah.
whatever. So, anyways, long story short.
I understand, you know, we're in a time where it's a 2-parent household, like, both parents are having to work, you know, that type thing, and people don't have time, and, you know, I definitely understand that, but, you know, it's still your responsibility or to protect your children, so.
However you feel like you need to do that. Like I said, I would have had no problem watching that with my kid. That was very good.
You would have loved it because they would ask you questions and you would have had attention. You would have loved it.
Oh my God. Be quiet.
But I'm Nate.
I'm Meredith.
And this is the So What You Want to Talk About podcast.
So, what you want to talk about?
Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you think and what you want to talk about. Peace.
Bye.